Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the year of 2015 General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. I do think that there are such important understandings and changes set to take place for you on some very deep and personal, very fundamental levels, but also in the realm of understanding just what direction it is that you are meant to go. There's a lot of achievement to be had, but there's also a deeper level of peace and inner security that is set to be had this year as well. Lots of celestial adventures taking place that are going to speak right to you, and in some cases, right to the depth of you as well. The least of which not being the fact that we have got a series of eclipses happening. Now, eclipses tend to happen, they come in pairs twice a year. And for you, what we have taking place is 2 total lunar eclipses that I think are going to be especially powerful, not just in terms of love, which I'll talk about more in the love-focused horoscope, but also in terms of life, in terms of your understanding. It is almost as if you already know what it is that you need. You already know what it is that needs to change, but a part of you has been very intent on moving in a singular direction. And this is going to be your chance to say, okay, here's a fresh perspective. Here's another way to do it. Here's what I really feel. And maybe, and in some cases, it's going to be a truth that you haven't wanted to look at for a while. Over the course of the spring, in the month of April, in early April, we have an eclipse taking place at the very top of your chart. And in the month of September, we have an eclipse taking place at the very bottom of your chart. So in the spring, big focus on a very literal level. This is a time of career changes. This is a time of accomplishment. Yes, this is a time that maybe bosses might be leaving, in some cases rather suddenly. And especially females in the work environment, there may be some changes there in the realm of career as well. There's also an element here playing out that has to do with role models in the best sense of the word, in the biggest sense of the word. And it does look like for you, an important role model, particular female role model, is likely to say to you, I have done what I needed to do. You are ready to take this on your own. And so just be open to that. It looks like it's a shift that's long coming, that you've been feeling for a while. It isn't going to necessarily feel that much out of the blue, but it depends on, and a lot depends on, where it comes to eclipses, a lot depends on how conscious you've been striving to live and your level of attachment to any given situation. It does look like big career changes are set to take place at that time as well, with a change in position very possible for you as well. What we also have happening this year, as I said, in the month of September, what an important month for you, just on a lot of fronts, but in particular, on the home front as well. Since the beginning of the decade, you've been making changes to what you understand as home. And you've been realizing, in the best sense, when you elevate this energy, that home is within. Home is a state of safety and security that ultimately you provide to yourself. But a lot of Capricorns out there actually have been paying a lot of attention, whether it's the immediate home environment, making changes on that front, whether it's their relationship with the family, particularly the family that they live with, or their family of origin, those dynamics changing as well. The role, particularly with primary caregivers, changing as well. So all of that is set to be emphasized in particular at this eclipse taking place in the later part of the year. Now, so we've got this, your foundations being rocked, right? We've got this change in understanding what you really need to feel safe and secure in the world. We've got this depth of understanding of your real motivations, what's really going on within you. We've got this energy here of you literally going into your own personal fortress of solitude and saying to yourself, this is a truth that I can connect with here in this space. And it ends up being a truth that frees you and lightens your load considerably. What we have happening in the earlier part of the year with changes in your career becomes even more emphasized with the fact that over the course of the spring, right around the time of the eclipses, Uranus and Pluto in your sign will have their last exact conversation. So this is something that I've been talking about for quite a few years now. It's a generation-defining conversation taking place between Uranus and Pluto since 2012. This spring will represent the last exact point in this particular conversation. And so this is also going to be a time when a lot of the changes that you're going through, it's almost as if an element of who you were is finally let go. So if there's a situation near and dear to your heart that you've been holding on to, clinging on to, even just energetically, this is your chance to see it from a fresh perspective. This is a chance to let endings be, especially on an energetic level, especially on a level of heart and spirit. This is your chance to see what must change if you truly are going to step into a more empowered and more honest you, and actually having the bravery to make that change as well. You're making some profound shifts from the inside out and coming to learn things about yourself very deeply. You've been on that path and you're coming to a very important culmination time and culmination moments where a lot of the truths that have been bubbling under the surface finally come up to transform you very deeply. And they do transform you heart and more. We've also got this not only being a process of spirit, but also a very tangible way that your life starts to move towards greater success. And it's a success that matters to you. It's a success that you truly want based on who you are today and all the changes and all the work that you've done. It's a success that is, in one hand, might feel like it's a long time coming, but will be celebrated anyway.